a good place to come and stretch the legs and get a quick dose of awe and wonder. The Twin Sisters, just outside of Tri-Cities in Washington. From Pasco, take Route 182 until it turns into Route 12, and follow that until it splits off with Route 730. Take that until you come off to a parking lot on the Columbia River. Be careful in this parking lot because trucks do go zooming past, and it is a very shallow parking lot. The hike itself won't take you very long, only about an hour round trip if you go and see everything you can. It's a pretty steep hike. Only go up about 300 feet in elevation, but it does happen fairly quickly and over rocky terrain, so be careful. And there could very well be scorpions or possibly even rattlesnakes out here in the summer, so keep an eye out for that as well. The county asks that you don't climb on the Two Sisters, and I ask that you don't climb on these culturally important figures as well. Legend has it that 3 native wives were fishing in the river when the trickster god Coyote spied them and wished to make them his wife. They did not wish to go with him, so he devised a plan to starve them. Hungry, they sought Coyote's help, and he agreed to help only if they would be his wives. They became his wives, but not long, until the trickster god was bored or jealous with them and wanted to go and do something else. He turned the 2 of them into these pillars and another into a cave downstream. It's important to pay the respects to those that have come before us, as well as those that will come after us. Another legend has it that the glacial lake Missoula, the glacial flood dam broke and flooded the entirety of central Oregon and Washington, creating the Missoula floodplains about 12 to 15,000 years ago. This carved out great portions of basalt rock and eroded carved away to make beautiful shapes like this. When descending from a cliff, I like to keep 3 points of contact. It helps to keep my balance. That's whether I use 2 feet in one hand, 2 hands and 1 foot, or my head, 1 hand, and 2 feet. To the left here, you can see what is the markings of a fence. The area just beyond that is private property, and you can see some housing over there, as well as some farm equipment. As well as respecting the historical significance of the area, it's important to as well respect the current cultural significance of the area. It's also very easy and wonderful to take in how empty it is. I do love me some nothing, and there sure is a lot of empty space here. This area has been prone to flooding for many eons. Before it was flooded with water, it was flooded with lava. That's where all of this rock came from. Volcanic basalt rock. Here, we can see a lone example of the western juniper. Nowhere else around is there another living juniper tree, but there is one other dead companion. Seeds from these trees were very likely brought here a long time ago, hundreds of years ago even, judging by the size of the tree, by a bird or some other animal. That fertilizer allowed it to grow and get going, but there's not enough to get another seedling started in the area. Washington is home to some of the most northern western juniper trees that you'll find in the entire country. Washington is also home to some of the most breathtaking vistas in the entire country. Sure, the Grand Canyon is 18 miles apart at its widest, but at 2 miles apart, this is still pretty breathtaking.